What's up, everyone? It's Monday. That means it's time for Mock Draft Monday. We got a lot of great picks today, so let's get into it.
With the first pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, with the first pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, with the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, with the first pick in the 2019 NFL Draft.
It's time to mock.
So at number 11, we have the New York Jets. This is one of the teams that I think can go a variety of different routes here, especially if they lose Robbie Anderson in free agency. I think that you can make the case to taking CeeDee Lamb here. I also think you can make the case for taking one of the edge rushers. One of the guys I really like is Yetur Gross-Matos, but I think that they should fill that offensive lineup and really try to invest in that for the future. They struggled a lot this year, and Becton is a very big guy. He was probably one of the biggest tackles coming out, in my opinion, and with the right development, he could really turn that frame and be a monster at that tackle position. And protecting Darnold is a must, especially for the future as this team goes on throughout the year. So I'm going to have them taking him in this draft spot. Now the Raiders, they get so lucky, in my opinion, in this version of my mock. Looking at these players left on the board, Simmons is a top 5 talent. I mean, he really could be drafted, in my opinion, with the Giants. I definitely think that he could potentially go to the Jaguars. I think any one of these teams would be lucky to have him. But a lot of teams just don't invest high draft capital in linebackers. Giants haven't drafted a linebacker since the 80s. So that tells you something with the organization. Now, Simmons will maybe the guy that I miss a little bit low on, but if he's here for the Raiders, there's no doubt in my mind the Raiders take him and fill that void. They have another first-round pick later on here at spot 19, so they could take a wide receiver a little bit later. And personally, I think giving Simmons the 12 spot is a little low. I think that he can be a top 5 pick. But like I said, it's very difficult for teams to invest in a linebacker when there's so many other bigger needs, in my opinion. Looking at the Colts, this is a team that can go many different ways, in my opinion. I think that they could be a team to surprise, potentially take a quarterback here. I think Jordan Love is the name that has been rising on my rankings. He's been a guy that really has been showing a lot of good stuff at the Senior Bowl practices. I don't think that they take a quarterback here. I think investing in a quarterback right now at that draft spot would be a little bit too high in a guy like Jordan Love. Unless they absolutely love him. I mean, we've seen it before where a team takes a player a little bit higher, especially at the quarterback position. I don't see it. I think that if you're the Colts here, I would definitely invest potentially in CeeDee Lamb. I know that they drafted a few guys last year, but with T.Y. Hilton always banged up, you need to give your quarterback, whoever that may be next year, a big-time weapon, and Lamb is a big-time weapon. The Bucs. So the Bucs are a team, in my opinion, that has a lot of weapons. They obviously have one of the best wide receiving corps. They're also a team that could potentially look at the quarterback position if they let Winston go, if they don't pick anyone up in free agency. But I think one of the guys that they're going to try to target for is Javon Kinlaw here and really try to boost that interior defensive line. They had one of the better ones this year, but with Sue potentially moving on, they really got to try to fill that void again. So I think I'm going to give him here to the Bucs. Now the Broncos, this is a team that can go, again, they have a lot of different areas they could try to pick up. They have not too many concerns on the defensive side. I think they have a lot of playmakers still that are a bit older. If they want to invest here, I think that it wouldn't be a bad spot to take one of the 2 edge players or one of the guys like Gross-Matos, like I talked about earlier. but I think that they're going to try to give Drew Lock another big-time weapon. I mean, Sutton had a great year, but I think that they should go Henry Ruggs here. He's a very quick player. He's one of the fastest players, I think, in the draft at the position. And I think that he would be the perfect fit for this type of offense, who a few years ago they had a guy like Sanders to be able to stretch the field. Ruggs can definitely stretch the field here, and I think that he would land right here to the Broncos. Now, again, I would highly recommend using the Draft Network, their mock draft machine. Keep tuning in every Monday as we keep making our draft picks going through this draft, and we will see you guys next time.